So we're screening at cinemas, select cinemas, every night this week. Every cinema screening starts at 7 o'clock, and each ticket is just £5. So tonight we're at the Hackney Attic. Tomorrow we're in Balham at the Exhibit. Wednesday we're in Deptford. Thursday we'll be at the Stowe Film Lounge in Walthamstow. And then on Friday we're at the Hotel Elephant Cinema, and that's at 7 o'clock every night.
And why Fight Club?
Well, we were looking at some of the films that we had and looking for different themes, and a lot of people that we'd chosen in the capital kind of fit into this theme. And there are lots of people using kind of fighting in a really positive way. So we thought this would be a really sort of positive and interesting story to tell. So one of the Londoners that we've featured is, he's a boxing coach called Paolo, and he's a boxing coach in Tottenham. And he's from Angola, and he used to be like a boxing champion. He's actually fought in the Olympics back in the 80s. But he's now using boxing in a very kind of positive way to connect with the community.
How did you discover these astonishing stories of Londoners up and down the capital?
Well, yeah, we hear about stories in all kinds of ways. So sometimes people will come to us and they'll tell us they've got an amazing story to tell. Occasionally we'll just be out and we'll hear of a story, or we'll go online and we'll sort of do our research. But we're just really focused on showing kind of the diversity of London and trying to kind of reach all corners of the capital.
And when you were doing your work, did you find there was actually a darker side to fighting that perhaps is more commonly found in the public sphere?
I think most of the films that are featured in the Fight Club season are positive stories, and even kind of one of the stories is about a cage fighter called John Jaginski, and he talks about kind of how he's been really looking forward to moving to London because he'd only been in the capital for 6 months, and how much that kind of meant to him, sort of living in London and being a part of the culture. And he was using his skill in fighting to fund his family and to sort of raise his family, and so that they could have a nice sort of upbringing in London.
And why do you think projects like this are important to the capital, indeed the wider country?
I think it's important to share stories, positive stories about London, because sometimes living here can be quite an anonymous place to live. You can be sort of travelling on the tube and you don't often sort of speak to the person next to you on the tube, whereas by making this series we're showing that there are lots of interesting people living in the capital, and that you should just sort of stop and have a chat to people and learn a bit more about them. So yeah, we're just kind of aiming to show the diversity of London and the interesting stories out there.
And finally, if people want to watch the films you've been talking about, just give us a reminder, where can they do so? Yeah,
so they should go to our website, which is 1000londoners.com. We've also got a YouTube channel, so you can go and subscribe. The films are released every week, so if you subscribe, you'll be up to date with all the films. But then, really importantly, we've got the cinema season, so from Monday to Friday, if you go onto our website, onto the blog section, that will give you a rundown of where you can see it, on what night, and all tickets are £5, so it's really accessible to everybody.
Brilliant. Oliver, thank you so much for coming in.
Cheers, thanks.